am a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I'm a writer, I am a football player, I am a soldier.
Katie Whelan, one of the most remarkable women that perhaps you have never heard of. Coming from humble beginnings in Albert Lee, Minnesota. One of 5 siblings, Katie and her family had limited means and often went without. However, it was her tough childhood that would prepare Katie for an amazing journey in life.
I'm from a small town in Minnesota, Albert Lee, Minnesota. I kind of bounced back and forth between a couple small towns. My parents were divorced. Growing up, we were on all sorts of like government housing, you know, welfare, food stamps, like all those things. But when I turned, I think it was when I turned 12, actually, my mom ended up starting her own business and buying her own house. And so she, without knowing it at the time really, she's really like a role model for me.
Katie's mom became the inspiration she needed to seek out her potential in life. While most kids had the opportunity to play sports, it was not an option for Katie.
Sports weren't really a big part of my life growing up. My parents really couldn't afford to take me to anything or to, you know, spend money on sports. So I would say I started playing a little bit of rec soccer when I was in 7th grade, I think. And even so, I played rec soccer and a little JV soccer, but that was really it for me growing up. Sports just weren't really a possibility.
Now a young adult, a period when you are placed on your path in life, Katie started to lose her way, seeking a connection to something and a purpose in life.
Being just kind of a lost, you know, 18-year-old girl. And a lot of my friends were joining the Army at the time, so I just walked into the recruiter's office and signed up.
Katie finally had a sense of belonging. She now would welcome her next phase in life, motherhood.
I have a daughter. Her name is Isla. She turns 7 next month, and she is a very smart, clever, witty, fun little girl.
See that? That was so easy for me. Like didn't foggy.
I met her dad right before a deployment, actually. We ended up getting divorced about a year after that. And so she hasn't seen him since she was probably 2. So it's just her and I.
How do you like it?
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Katie would not only seek out the military as a means to further her life, but to give back to her country, becoming a decorated staff sergeant.
I've actually deployed 3 times total. So the first time she was way too little. She was only like a year and a half, so that conversation didn't happen at all. This last one was a little bit trickier because she was 5 going on 6. I can't explain to her war, and because a lot of people don't even understand, even adults don't really understand it. So what she knows is that sometimes I have to go away and that I'm serving my country. She sees me as like a hero. You know, she says I'm like a superhero. So that kind of helps. You know, the only thing I've really said is, you know, that me and, you know, the Army, we have to take care of the bad guys. Don't want her to worry, but at the same time, I do want her to know that it's not the safest thing in the world.
While Isla may be too young to understand Katie's role in defending our country, her and Isla do have something that has bonded them: football.
She's, even though, you know, we've had a lot of hardships between the 2 of us, she's also had a really fun life. She gets to see a lot of cool stuff. She gets to be around the team. She was there in 2015 when we won the championship, and she still, you know, remembers even being, I think she was 2, just being on the field. I grabbed her from the crowd and brought her on the field, and she's still now, every game, she thinks that there should be confetti. But yeah, she's fun. She's my little partner in crime.
One of the quietest players in the LFL, Katie's speaking happens in between the white lines.
Unbelievable block by Seattle center. Katie Whelan absolutely destroyed the Hall of Famer. She just takes her out of the picture.
Whelan has become one of the LFL's dominant interior linewomen.
She leads by example. You know, again, she may not be the best at something, but she's going to give 110%, and you always see that. And you know that even though she might not be the best at the moment, she's gonna get there. She's gonna find a way to be the best. And that's, again, I keep going back to that word contagious, but that's what it is, man. When people see that, people want to get on board. She just keeps pushing through. She knows that she committed to something, and once she commits to something, she's all in. And you know, you got to respect that. You know, and it might not be for her at the end of the day, but she's going to finish the mission, and then she's going to decide that. But while she's committed, she's giving you everything. And you know, when you get that in the locker room, and you can get that to spread to 4 or 5 other girls, and then those girls start to spread it. I mean, you're talking about, man, you can move mountains.
But perhaps more importantly, it's Whelan's leadership and example set off the field that have won over her teammates and fans. Life is truly a journey of peaks and valleys. Just as Katie would reach one of her peaks in life, tragedy would strike.
It's funny though, because like at the funeral, like everybody that I saw, like I kept like walking up. People kept, you know, walking up to me and saying like, people I had no idea who they were. And they'd just be like, your dad was so proud of you. That's all he talked about was you. And we watched your game against LA and against Denver, and it was so weird because like, I don't even, and my dad always told me that he was proud of me, but like I didn't realize like how much, you know, he just like told people that I had no idea. Like just how proud of me that he was. And I'm still in shock. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm like completely beside myself. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like the easier thing would be to just give up and to not do it and quit everything and just go home. But I realize that I can't do that. So I just have to kind of learn how to live a new life without what was once there. And yeah, you really don't know this kind of like pain, I don't think, until you experience it. And it's of everything I've experienced in my life, deployments and things I've, you know, gone through, and this is the worst feeling in the world.
Despite her young age, with a lifetime still lying ahead, Katie Whelan has already led an inspirational life.